Hi everyone, Sean Humphreys here. Welcome to this edition of the Take Charge of Change podcast. In this podcast, I'm going to talk about why creating technology and media-free zones is a critical step to cultivating personal and professional success and resilience. Welcome to the Take Charge of Change podcast. In this podcast, we'll help you to lead a more resilient professional and personal life by sharing great content to make you smarter, more energetic, emotionally healthy, financially confident, so you accomplish your professional and personal goals in spite of the challenges that are sure to come your way. The 1,000-channel universe, social media, and technology are all crying out for your attention. And many social scientists and psychologists would argue that the human brain just was never meant to function in a 24/7 news and information age. There may be positives attached to these technologies, but there are significant negatives as well. There's some much needed cognitive practices and strategies that we need to learn to ensure that we are not derailed intellectually, emotionally, and relationally during this exploding information and technology age. Let's talk about the impact of media. Your brain has a couple of small almond-shaped structures called the amygdala. The amygdala's primary role is to attune us to potential danger. It's that part of the brain that triggers the fight or flight response. You know, getting you ready to run from the tiger. Unfortunately, the amygdala has a tough time differentiating between real threats and perceived ones. And this is why understanding the connection between the microchip, technology, and the proliferation of information and the drive for viewership by the media is so critical as it relates to professional resilience. You know, media's job is to perpetuate low-grade anxiety in our lives on a day-to-day basis so that we will pay attention to the news information that they're churning out every day. News outlets know that we pay more attention to the negative stuff, and much of the information really isn't relevant to our day-to-day lives. In fact, we could probably ignore it for weeks or months without it having a significant impact on our lives. However, when we expose ourselves to this media content, we drive the amygdala into action. And as the amygdala is activated, one of the results is diminished capacity of the prefrontal cortex, the logical thinking and planning part of our brain. We begin to experience increased surges of adrenaline throughout the body. We lose our ability to see the broad range of options needed to make good quality decisions, and our focus begins to narrow. Decision-making and reasoning abilities are compromised. So, what are some strategies that you can use to fight against this secret war that is being waged against your peace of mind? Well, first, question quantity. Ask yourself the question, am I consuming too much media? You feel like a lot of people, media and technology have likely become constant companions. You wake up in the morning to your radio, the news is on your car or smartphone, you hear it on your way to work, you unconsciously view news sites on your computer, it's on the radio again during dinner, it's on the TV or your computer during the evening. Your brain and that poor little amygdala don't stand a chance. Low-grade anxiety will likely arrive, and your view of the world will become negatively skewed, and your overall health will be degraded. So stop, take a look at your media consumption, and likely you'll need to reduce it a bit. Second, create media-free zones. Consider media-free zones, and as a start, all media should be out of the bedroom. Make sure that the bedroom is a sanctuary from all the crazy noise out there. No computers, no smartphones, no iPads. Replace these things with great books. Quality sleep is critical. Without it, your mental, physical, emotional, and professional life will be compromised. Third, keep dinner tech-free. Make the dinner table a media and technology-free zone. That doesn't mean you don't talk about current affairs. In fact, that would be a great idea. It prompts you to discuss current events in a more substantive way than the 5-second sound bites offered by the media. It's a great way to build those important relationships. And when you go out for dinner, keep that phone in your pocket. The calls and messages can wait. 4, work more wisely. You know, at work, consider media-free zones as well. Start having meetings and discussions that involve no technology. This approach will lead to less distraction, and maybe your discussions will be a little more productive. When in a presentation, put that phone away. Show a courtesy to the presenter, and maybe you'll learn something. And when on a board meeting, leave your phone in your office. Direct your full attention to the discussion. Maybe you'll learn something as well during that meeting, and you'll make a positive contribution. 5, people first. In your conversations with people, make it a point to ignore the technology. The emails and the phone calls will still be there when you've completed the interaction. Nothing affirms people more than placing your total focus on them when in conversation. When going out for dinner, like I said before, eating meals with family, or going out for coffee with a friend, put the phone or technology away. Break your habit of having to get your dopamine fix by being on your phone all the time. Use these times to focus on people and relationships, not your technology. Well, that concludes this edition of the Take Charge of Change podcast. I hope you found the content helpful. To dig deeper into the whole topic of personal and professional resiliency, be sure to download our free ebook, The Resilient Professional. If you manage staff or teams, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'd welcome a conversation about how we can develop customized programs to enhance both personal and professional resiliency for your staff. All of your best in your journey to resilience.